So Breath of the Wild just got its story DLC. I'm so excited to play it that I can't even play it. This is the first time a core Zelda game has got an expansion ever. Some people saw with the announcement of this season pass that, oh, they're just following trends. They're just putting in a couple more hours of content of stuff that was basically in the game, but changing it around and making it a few more hours just to take your money. But that's where you're wrong. That's where you're grouping Nintendo in with EA and Ubisoft and Activision and all these gross developer publishers that are just spewing out whatever they can to make money. Nintendo is one of the last big game devs to really care about a quality product. It's a new story, dude. This could be what Majora's Mask was to Ocarina of Time. Holy shit, let's do it! Okay, I'm mad. Developers and publishers over the years have spent an incredible amount of time and effort engineering new ways to squeeze out as much money from their games as possible. So much so that it's got us players on our fucking toes all the time now. As more and more of these cash schemes start bleeding from the walls, it seems almost impossible to avoid. Step 1. Don't buy EA. Just don't do it. Any good games you remember from them are long gone. They haven't learned their lesson. They are just innately bad people. Stop forgiving them. Move on. Step 2. Be careful with pre-orders. Pre-orders are like an actual hype train. If they lead to something great, then that's fucking awesome. But if they just smash into a brick wall, you're dead. Step 3. Loot box? More like fuck you. Overwatch was about my limit for loot boxes because I guess you didn't also have to get keys, but even if it's only cosmetic, fuck that noise. If you've got loot boxes, you're going in the fucking recycle bin. Now, season passes, pre-order bonuses, misleading trailers, microtransactions, contrived DLC, early access, pay to win, pay to play, pay to be a member, pay to not be executed, content lockouts, gambling for children, data mining to sell your personal information, blackmail and holding your family hostage are not the only ways that game companies try to sell a player's soul for 62 cents. Because there's never enough ways to take your money and never enough of your money that has been taken. There's also the astoundingly overlooked product placement. Now, I'll admit, in this world of microtransactions, product placement in games doesn't sound that bad. At least as an alternative to games continuing to ask for money after I've fucking paid for it already. But the idea that a game company would take one money-making scheme over the other and for some reason not shove all of them down my throat is just naive of me. If movies have taught me anything, it's that product placement fucking sucks dick. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the more bizarre and ridiculous examples of product placement in existing games while it's still novel to us, before we inevitably get sick of it when the game industry takes it way past cool. Now we might as well start by going back in time to one of the earliest examples of this. Zool! No, not the bad guy from Ghostbusters. This is another Zool. In association with Chupa Chups. Here we go. Alright, I'm prepared. Are we good? Are we going? Are we going? We going yet? Are we going? Alright. Oh, jeez. Swing low, sweet child. Oh, yeah, I'm Zool. Let's get... Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Oh no! They're all over the place! They're everywhere! We're surrounded! Oh no! Ah! So many chopping jobs! Alright, is this the end of the level? Oh shit. Wait, did I beat it? What? What? Poppy? Is that you? Oh, okay, there we go. As far as the story of Zool goes, apparently he was created as a mascot for the Commodore Amiga, as their attempt to rival Mario and Sonic. But they didn't have enough money to make the game. So, they did the unthinkable and gave in to Chupa Chups. Hey man, we thought it over and we might take that deal you offered us if you're still interested. Oh, I knew you'd be back! I will give you access to my unlimited supply of resources, so you can design such enemies as B, Donut with legs, and the unforgettable boss encounter, B with 2 of the donut enemies stuck to it! Just make sure that in between beating the boss and finishing the level, you put another regular enemy there to take the player off guard and kill him before he has the chance to finish the level! No! You're insane! Oh, am I? There were even some ads in TMNT 2, the arcade game. When I say the arcade game, I mean the NES game. That's called the arcade game. It's a whole mess. It's pretty weird seeing an advertisement on a system with so few pixels. It looks like they could barely fit the ad in there in the first place. Actually, on closer inspection,
It was the perfect distraction!
I guess when it comes packaged with a Pizza Hut coupon, you can't really be that surprised. But when you got to 2007, the idea of just selling your video game world for ad space became a lot more popular, leading to shit like Sam Fisher using a Sony Ericsson, and Wipeout HD shoveling in full video advertisements during loading screens, and even artificially extending the loading in order to make sure you get to watch the whole thing. Oh my god. Like EA, of course, had a period where they would pimp out their games to willing participants, including Madden, Need for Speed Carbon, Skate, Burnout Paradise, and in October of 2008 was even utilized by who else but Barack Hussein Obama. Obama? What are you doing to my Xbox? A lot of examples from that era, though, were sort of lost to the sands of time, as they were so often implemented through the net, meaning they'd disappear when the deal was up. But not all of them. Burnout Paradise still has some ads in it for Gillette and Burger King.
Hey, you! Get out of my game! 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 I want to say fuck you!
Some games, though, had made the ads a far more integral part of the experience from day one, making the ads just as immortal as the game itself. Ironically, the first of those games I'm talking about isn't sold anymore. Alan Wake. Alan Wake's protagonist was made to be a writer, in homage to the fact that they couldn't afford a writer for the game.
When I saw the river below, something uncoiled itself inside my head. I realized that I'd have to find a way across.
I gotta say, graphically, this game has really held up quite nicely. I mean, mostly.
Oh no!
Well done. I have something important to tell you. It goes like this.
Ants! Ants! Ant-Man!
Do you understand?
No.
So God gives you this flashlight that you use to fight the darkness, which you then proceed to shoot with guns. And what powers your evil destroying torch? Energizer batteries. And exclusively Energizer batteries. Yeah, the game is filled with specifically Energizer batteries, and is one of the most important items in the entire game that you're gonna have to be searching for and collecting constantly. I mean, it's basically just an item that gives you a quick charge for your torch if you don't have time to regen in the middle of a battle. It's just the fact that it's fucking branded.
Is the fact that it's branded really that bad?
Yep. Oh god, I'm out of batteries. They're gonna get me. I don't know if you're out there, or if you're even real, but if you are, please save me, Energizer Bunny! Best part of the game is when you turn on a TV in-game and they're like, oh, were you enjoying your experience? Here's some ads. Some actual, real life, trying to sell you shit in the middle of the video game you paid full price for advertisements. What the fuck? Oh, okay, I wasn't aware this was a free game on the App Store. What? Why are you asking me to buy a car? They even give you a fucking achievement for watching the ads. Yo! No! How do you justify this shit? So, okay, there's this really cool part, right? Where instead of the darkness taking people, they start taking objects. So things start getting kind of poltergeisted and thrown at the player. And then we'll show them an ad for Mustang. What a complete betrayal of player trust! This isn't even like a shitty design mechanic where they make something that's unfair to the player. They just completely go, fuck you! Buy some shit! And it's not just one ad either. It's one for Mustang and then one for Verizon. Oh my god, how have I not talked about the Verizon ads yet? Other than all the Energizer batteries Alan is stashing on him, he's also got a phone. A phone connected to the best goddamn telephone carrier in the Alan Wake universe. And how do you know it's a Verizon phone? Because it says it on the front of the fucking thing. What the fuck? And if all that weren't enough, the very first post-game DLC they released for it starts off with you having to follow your Verizon phone signal.
I hadn't expected that. Hello?
I'm trying to reach you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Good.
Verizon Wireless.
I had enough of this! Let's move on to another Xbox 360 game that totally fucking did the same shit. Homefront! Which I had played originally when it released. I rented it and beat the whole thing in a day, which I accidentally did again when recording for this. It's so fucking short. This was that one game about North Korea slowly taking over the United States and actually got some of their predictions right. Meaning, I don't know, you might want to keep this under your pillow or something. So if you're wondering exactly how egregious they could possibly make their in-game marketing, the very first place you go to after gaining your freedom from the evil North Koreans is... wait for it. White Castle! Now, there's something to be said in the idea of making your world feel a little more real through real-life brands, right? As White Castle really is an American fast food restaurant that you just might find yourself wandering through after escaping the clutches of North Korean invaders, but if your argument is that they've created an accurate emulation of reality, you're not gonna get very far because it's right next to fucking Donut Shop. By God! Really shooting yourself in the foot there. Then in the very next level, we burn a bunch of Koreans alive right in front of a Tiger Direct store. And you know what? Fuck it, let's throw Hooters in too.
Enemies in the Hooters!
Yeah, that's where they usually are. I mean, how many games can you go to a Hooters? It's Hooters! Hello? Where are all the titties? Oh, but we're not just fighting in front of the TigerDirect.com building.
We're going through the store.
Oh, yes! Oh, I'm taking hits! Not to worry, when I've got the cool, refreshing taste of NOS to protect me from oncoming fire.
APA rope.
Hey guys, I'm not sure, but I think we're in a TigerDirect.com store. Oh, hey, is that a NOS machine? $98 to $1. Guys, did you see this? What a steal! TigerDirect.com has your back for all your computing needs. You can take our lives, you can take our freedom, but you can't take TigerDirect.com's fairly priced computer accessories! Wow, they've sold out of everything. You know, in the economy of this day and age, that's pretty impressive. Coffee beanery? What the fuck? You too? Man, the gang's all here!
All aboard! Get us the fuck out of here!
Goodbye, TigerDirect.com! I'll always love you!
We have to hold the intersection. Find some.
Oh my god, it's another fucking White Castle. Yeah, I'll take the chicken nuggets for $1 billion. And to top it all off, one of the best weapons in the game, the PWS Diablo SMG, is, what do you know, an ad for Primary Weapon Systems, an actual real-life weapons dealer. Oh god. Hey kids, did you like shooting people in the video game?
Boy, if I'm gonna keep this up, I'm gonna need some Actually, you know what? This whole meme started because of a product placement in games. So let's go check that out. Now that's a tasty segue.
Halo, Call of Duty, and a bunch of other big-time game franchises had dealt hands with PepsiCo and getting limited-time double XP codes in their bags and bottles of refreshments that are way too sticky to mix with gaming. But I will admit, it appealed. There was definitely a lot of racing to higher levels within friend groups when these games first came out, and I was into this junk food anyway, so I'll admit I was on the lookout for these double XP labels in my local 7-Eleven. Not that I found any. By the time they brought any of this over to Australia, I was already 7 obsessions past this. But we are not done with the do. Hideo Kojima seemed to think this meme had so much potential that he got together some product placement of his own for Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. Your low-level health items in this game are just straight up Mountain Dew and Doritos. They even went a step further and put in fucking Axe body spray. Ugh. I suppose the big question is whether it's okay now because it's a joke. I mean, it's not like Konami didn't reap the benefits from this. I feel like I'm inclined to say it's still bullshit, because being ironically shitty doesn't make you any less shitty if you're still benefiting off it the same way the people you're making fun of are benefiting off it. But from the very little I've seen and played of the Metal Gear series, it seems like Kojima has the most ridiculous sense of humor, and the audience getting the joke doesn't seem like something that's very high on his priorities. And I respect that. He's in it for his own enjoyment, man. So I suppose I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt here. But it's really impossible to say for sure whether it was motivated more by humor or by money. Of course, you might not even know about this whole debacle because by the time it released anywhere outside of Japan, all traces of PepsiCo products had been removed. And while it was never stated exactly why, it probably had something to do with pissing everybody off with a stupid joke.
Mountain Dew! Now we've talked a lot about games with ads, but how about ads with games?
There was this SNES game called Cool Spot where you played as the Spot from the 7-Up logo. Yes, really. Also, he was cool because he wore sunglasses and he fucked a lot of whores. There's also Chex Quest, which is just Doom, but you play as a piece of Chex Mix. These are getting more and more pathetic the more I say these out loud. Or how about Pepsi Man?
Ah, Pepsi Man, you got here just at the perfect time. I got a call that a vending machine ahead ran out of Pepsi. Can't you do something, Pepsi Man?
Pepsi Man is a superhero who, well, he delivers Pepsi. His superpowers include the running, and I'm starting to wonder if this guy actually fulfills the qualifications of being a superhero. But hey, he delivers Pepsi, doesn't he? Although in the cutscene at the end of the level, he just goes up to the vending machine and buys a Pepsi. So, I don't know, does he deliver Pepsi? That's what he was asked to do. It has these weird live-action scenes sometimes, and the dialogue is voiced entirely in English.
You're doing pretty good.
Yet the game was never released outside of Japan. I think the more I talk about this, the less I understand it.
Hey, let's start the game.
Pepsi? And of course there is, maybe most famously, the fucking Burger King games. Pocket Bike Racer, Sneak King, and Big Bumpin' were all games created by Burger King and released on the Xbox Live Arcade, but, and I'm quoting this, were considered to be of such high quality, they were instead moved to box product and distributed directly at Burger King stores. Is a Burger King a store? Have you got, Big Bumpin'?
Big stuff there?
Big Bumpin'?
Big
Bump. One's a bumper car game, one's a bike racing game, and the last is a Metal Gear Solid game.
Okay, I mean, it sold literally millions of copies, so what do I know? I ain't no fucking burger man. I'd kidnap 1,000 children to get my hands on these games, but I would not import an American Xbox 360, because they didn't have it in Australia. We don't even have Burger King here, we have Hungry Jack's. Actually, we have a lot less fast food places here. Like Burger Town, we don't have that. But it was still in Australia's version of Modern Warfare 2 for some reason.
Simon later found out that Burger Town was a fictional fast food restaurant made by Call of Duty and was in fact not an example of product placement. Also, if you hold down R2, you swing faster in Spider-Man on the PS2. You dipshit. You moron. You absolute fucking buffoon. You goddamn piece of shit.
I don't like to do the whole research thing for my video. I don't like to be, as they call, informed. It gets in the way of the genuinity of my experience. You guys just don't understand the artistry of what I'm doing here. Also, now I get to replay that Modern Warfare level and get the footage for this part, so... Take that, terrorists.
10 plus KIAs, good hit, good hit.
Man, this game's more fucked up than I remember.
Anyway, back to Sneak King or whatever. Ah, this is terrifying! Look at the basketball hoop in the background. Did they just film this at someone's house?
You've always wondered who's behind the mask. The answer is you.
No one cared who I was until I put on the mask. This is a Bane voice. So I don't understand why you're sneaking in this one, because you're literally just handing out free food. Unless it's all got anthrax in it or something. There are also these games, Doritos Crash Course 1 and 2, which are basically just like parkour games with Doritos in the title. But they're both free and actually kind of fun. So that's probably about the only game recommendation you'll get from me today. Other than Cool Spot, that game's fucking rad. That is one cool spot. Maybe even as cool as the king of cool, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Now everybody loves Sonic, right?
Like that time they replaced Sonic's shoes with some branded soap shoes and put ads in the game with a link to go buy a pair for yourself? Wasn't that cool?
The only cooler concept I can imagine is Sonic with real people in them. So a happy boy I was playing Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, and I saw the famous race car driver, Danica Patrick. You wanna see the ad? Yeah, you wanna see the ad?
Here comes Sonic now, cruising along the speedway and obeying all the rules of the road. Uh-oh, looks like you just got into an accident. And
Sonic, you dipshit!
It's Danica Patrick.
Of course!
Hey, wait a minute. It looks like Danica's trying to get a head start on her competition.
What? That bitch don't have insurance!
I don't know what this ad was, but... You know what, it actually looks like one of those fake ads you'd see within a movie that's making fun of real ads.
It's too meta.
Maybe the greatest honor she was awarded out of this is she now has her own page on the Sonic Wiki. In Sonic Universe number 45, Danica Patrick was one of the few guest stars. She was in an Archie comic with Sonic. But hey, let's give Danica a shot.
Danica Patrick.
I'm still gonna call her Danica.
Also, yes, she is in a Hot Wheels car for some reason. I don't know. Really, I don't think she explored the potential of this opportunity she was given. I mean, she got to have her own personalized lines voiced by her in a video game, and she goes with phrases like,
yeah, alright, okay.
Now, if I were to be put in this, first off, I would imitate that narrator because he's getting on my nerves. And my character would say shit like, "You should have killed me when you had the chance. Those are big words for a dead man. Society's a joke and you're the punchline. If I lose, it's the player's fault. I don't recognize half of these characters. Here's my impression of Sonic. If I were any more disappointed, I'd be your father. Shut your dirty whore mouth or I'll shut it for you." And you know what? I could just keep going forever, so we'll move on. Here's my card. Of course, they're not the only kart racing game to have shilled out to the evil businessmen of the world.
Mario Kart 8!
Yeah, I didn't forget. Nintendo ain't fucking perfect. They'll probably give this video a copyright claim like they fucking own it. They make their games with serious love and care, but every now and then they just do shit like this. I mean, I'm not gonna pretend I know what the fuck is going on over at Nintendo. I don't think anyone does. I mean, the Nintendo buildings have just gotta be a front, right? They've gotta be coming from another universe. What the fuck is happening?
Cars. Huh? Real life. Live action ass cars. Go out to the lot. Take a picture of my car. Put it in the game. Mr. Miyamoto, you okay?
Okay, these two cars don't look that out of place. They kinda resemble existing Mario Kart vehicles even, just with a pure silver sheen. But the fucking GLA? Holy shit, dude. What is this, Jurassic World? Hey, get off the road! God damn it, my son's gonna be late for soccer!
You know, as funny as I found a lot of this shit, I'm glad it's really not a common occurrence. Because going to a fictional birth child of a group of artists is something I value so much, and to see them sacrifice that for money, to see them break the fourth wall just so they can pocket some more cash is just so gross. Truly the over-commercialization of the societal framework has... I just want to play games that are meant to be fun, not products. And it's a real dick in the ear when a game goes from one to the other. Luckily, it's really not that common of a trend, this whole product placement thing, and there's a whole slew of games that have not been touched by the evil finger of capitalism at all. And I know a bunch that'll fix me right up. So if you excuse me, I'm gonna go play them.
Catch you next time. Only on YouTube's Unded Disfunction.
Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, maybe help me out and click like so YouTube will show my channel to more people. And if you want to be notified of future videos, just hit sub and the bell and maybe YouTube will send it to you. I also got a Twitch. I might stream over there, who knows what's going on over at the Simon Palooza town. But for now, see you next time.
There's actually nothing over there, it's just a wall.